Broadcasting live performances from the Stanton Audio Recording Studio in the Michael and Sarah Coolene Center on the campus of Bowling Green State University. This is Live and Loud on WBGU HD1 Bowling Green.
Hello, welcome to Live and Loud. I'm your host, Ashley Duff, and I'm here with Arielle Kaupilla. How are you?
Good, and yourself?
I'm good. So, how long have you been doing music?
I have been doing music for as long as I can remember. I've never actually learned how to sing. I just could always sing. But I was in my first musical when I was like 3 years old, so pretty young.
That's awesome. I can't sing at all, so that's awesome. So, what kind of music do you play?
When I'm like playing by myself, I play indie music, but when I'm with a band, I play like hard rock music.
Okay. Are you in a specific band?
I was in a band when I was younger. There was this camp I used to go to during the summer, and we would have 2 weeks to practice with a band, and I was in a hard rock band for 4 years with that.
That's awesome. Have you prepared any music for us today?
Yes, I have 4 original songs today.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about the first one that you're going to sing?
This first one is called You're Excused, and it's about being sexually assaulted and just kind of being able to get past that feeling of kind of remorse and those negative emotions and kind of like making it and turning it into a positive and not letting it affect you so much.
Okay, that's awesome. Do you want to go ahead and start playing?
Yep. My heart is beating, life's a ticking bomb. I'm ready to go off. Do you see what you did wrong? You added another writer to my catastrophe of a song. Go ahead and leave it and just move right along. I'm broken and beaten, don't worry, you're excused. Only wanted love, all they did was use me, abused me. They simply refused to acknowledge the person whose emotions they've removed. Look right there down on the ground. Does it look familiar? The body you neglected, who your eyes have dissected. No one's thinking of the girl inside. Just another person to pass the time. I'm broken and beaten, don't worry, you're excused. Only wanted love, all they did was use me, abuse me. They simply refused to acknowledge the person whose emotions they've removed. They'll never see what this does to you and me. Pillaging around like we're just a piece of property. They'll never love a girl the way that they should. People will always think that they were misunderstood. I'm broken and beaten, don't worry, you're excused. Only wanted love, all they did was use me, abuse
That was awesome. So you said that you had 4 original songs. Do you write all of your own music?
Yes.
How long have you been writing music for?
I probably wrote my first song when I was 7 or 8.
What was that one about?
I think it was about love for some reason, even though I was 7 or 8, but it was definitely about love. I'm kind of romantic, so.
That's awesome. Do you play any covers or anything?
Yeah, I do play covers. One of my favorite artists to do covers of is Demi Lovato. I've looked up to her my entire life, so.
That's awesome. Do you have anything else you want to play right now?
Yeah, I have a song called I'm Not in Love, and it's just basically about kind of that stage between love and not being in love, kind of that in between of I'm falling in love with you.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not in love, I'm not in love with you, but I am going to fall soon. You are everything I haven't ever thought of. The beauty behind the scenes, the sparkle in the water, the way you laugh and squint your eyes, the pure joy in your smile. I'm scared to say I feel this way because of who you are. You are the moon in the sky, you light up my night, my darling. The reason that I'm satisfied with my life tonight, I'm smiling. You're different than the rest of the guys that had me in the sights. You knew me, you knew that I wasn't that girl who tore up her world through a lifetime. I'm not in love, I'm not in love with you, but I am going to fall soon. So won't you catch me when I am ready to fall in love with you, only you. You are the beat of my heart, I hope I'll never part from your side. We belong here when we're both unaware of the feelings we share, but don't say those 3 words can either mean the whole world or tear it apart in moments. I don't want to lose you, so do I go through with this confession? I'm not in love, I'm not in love with you, but I am going to fall soon. So won't you catch me when I am ready to fall in love with you, only you. I'm not in love, I'm not in love with you, but I am going to fall soon. So won't you catch me when I am ready to fall in love with you, only you.
That was awesome. So you said that your favorite artist to cover was Demi Lovato. What's your favorite song of hers to do?
Sober. I love her song Sober.
I love that song.
It's very
I'm a
awesome.
big Demi Lovato fan.
Yes.
Is there a reason you like that song?
I struggle with drinking myself, so I really relate to it. And just the difficulties of finding that happy in between of sobriety and being a normal college age student.
Right. That's awesome. Do you play anything other than the piano?
I play guitar as well, and I grew up playing alto sax too, so.
How long have you played the piano for?
I had piano lessons probably starting at the age of 4, but I really only taught myself like 3 years ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You play really well.
Thank you.
Playing for 3 years. So you're a student at BG.
Yes.
What made you choose to come here?
I was going to school up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan at Michigan Tech for a year, and transferred down here after a year up there. My sister was going here, so I wanted to go to school with her, and so I moved in with my sister down here.
Okay, and what's your major here?
I'm a media production major.
Very awesome. What made you choose that?
I love making videos, and I love social media, and it's kind of what I want to do with my career.
Do you see yourself like bringing music along like with you?
Yeah,
that?
definitely. I want to be a music video director, and I also want to do like my music on the side.
That's awesome. So do you perform for a lot of different people?
I not too recently, but when I was younger, I did a lot at that camp that I told you about. We would perform in front of 1,200 people at the end of the 2 weeks. So I've performed in front of very large crowds and very small crowds. I've played in bars before, so I just kind of play wherever I can.
What would you say your favorite part of performing is?
I like being able to share my music that I wrote with people and to kind of evoke any sort of emotion in them from listening.
Do you like seeing their reactions?
Yeah. I also like, as awkward as it is, I do enjoy the feedback afterwards.
Right. Would you say you have a least favorite part of performing?
Yeah, just the initial nerves. I get really nervous sometimes and I forget things, but it's fun and I just get over it at the end of it, so.
That's awesome. So anything else about yourself that you want to just let us know about?
I have a YouTube channel. It's Arielle Music on YouTube. You can just look that up, and I have covers and originals on there. And I also put some of my video content. I recently made a music video for myself, of myself. It was very difficult, but I managed to do it.
How long did that take?
It only took a couple hours like in the studio, but editing took a bit, but it wasn't too difficult.
So what would you say your favorite song is that you've ever performed, cover or original?
My favorite song is my song You're Not Alive, which is about my 3 friends that passed away a year ago. In a span of 3 months, I lost 3 friends, and I just really like that one because it really commemorates them and what they really meant to me.
That's awesome. What is your favorite place that you've ever played in?
I would say the Rose Center, which is where I performed with that camp. That's by far my favorite place because being able to play in front of such a large audience and get that like huge amount of feedback and hearing like getting a standing ovation at the end of your set is a really amazing feeling.
So where is this camp at?
It's up at Michigan Tech, up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
That's awesome. Have you ever played anything other than, like piano, guitar, sax? Have you ever tried anything else?
I have tried ukulele. I just don't have one personally now, so I don't play one. I'm planning on buying one whenever I get my refund for summer. And I've dabbled a little bit in bass, and I'm teaching myself right now how to play drums.
That's awesome. You could make your own, one-person band.
That's the goal.
Are you just solo right now? You're not in any kind of group or anything?
Yeah, no, right now I'm just doing things by myself, but after I graduate, I'm planning on moving either to Seattle, Washington, or Denver, Colorado, and I'm hoping to find some people to get a band with down there.
Awesome. So, one last question before we go to commercial. What would you say is like your biggest role model, like from your whole life growing up?
I would say my biggest role model would be, is it weird to say it's myself? It's an odd thing to say, but I've been through a lot ever since a young age, and I've been always able to keep a positive mindset even in like the darkest of moments. So just knowing that I'm always there and like the strength that I have in myself has always been something to keep me going.
That's awesome. So we are going to go to a commercial break, and we will be back. Hello, welcome back to Live and Loud. I'm Ashley Duff, and I'm here with Arielle, and she is going to be performing more of her original songs.
Ripped out of my happy little world, my face pushed to the ground as he keeps saying I'm beautiful. I want it all to stop. They say I'm just a slut, and I'm starting to think that myself. I wanna sleep, I wanna dream, but this nightmare is tearing me down. Hurt is how it left me. A piece of me is gone. I'll never get back those moments where I was crying on the ground. Left behind when no one else is listening. The darkness is bringing his face to my mind, and I can't escape this feeling that I am suffocating in this room full of people I know. I can't sleep, I can't breathe, and I can't close my eyes anymore. Hurt is how it left me. A piece of me is gone. I'll never get back those moments where I was crying on the ground. He's always here, and he won't leave me alone, alone, alone.
Okay, and this next one is called You're Not Alive, which is my favorite one.
Hello, how have you been? I'm feeling fine, but I'm dying inside. It hurt to see you all go, and you're not very old. Oh, I love you so. I'm worried that I won't survive through this torture, that you're not alive. I never got to say my goodbyes. I wish I could have said I love you one last time. You're gone. I left a piece of me for you. But you left a piece of you for me, and I'll cherish that for the rest of my life. I'm worried that I won't survive through this torture, that you're not alive. I never got to say my goodbyes. I wish I could have said I loved you one last time. You'll be in my heart like you were from the start. Nothing could tear us apart. I'm worried that I won't survive through this torture, that you're not alive. I never got to say my goodbyes. I wish I could have said I loved you one last time. Here's to my friends, I wasn't there in the end, but you'll always be a part of us.
That
And
was awesome.
thank you.
So what are the backgrounds of those two songs that you just sang?
The song Hurt, which was the first one, it is it's really depressing, but it's about one time when I was raped, and it's just kind of about that experience of kind of feeling alone, even though you're in a room full of people. Like, you're surrounded by people that you love and people that you care about, but you're still feeling alienated because of the terrible thing you've gone through. And then the song You're Not Alive, that's about my 3 friends that passed away.
Yeah. Your songs are awesome.
Thank you.
You can definitely feel how, like, the deep meaning behind them. So where was the very first place you ever performed, if you remember?
I mean, it probably was on the stage of the Calumet Theater, which is the local theater in my hometown. It's just a very old theater. I've performed there from the age of 3 till like my sophomore year in high school. I was performing there in plays and musicals, so I've been on stage in front of people many times in my life.
That's awesome. What would you say your favorite memory is from performing?
My favorite memory is from rock camp, which was that camp I went to. Every single summer, we would get to see our friends from around the area and from states away. And we would just be able to jam and play music together. And the last year that I was there, when I was 18, we were all the adults, like me and my friends. We were usually the younger kids, and we were finally like the adults of it. And we all just had like a huge bonfire, and we were just singing songs around the campfire together. And that's by far my favorite memory.
That's awesome. So who have been your biggest supporters during your entire musical career?
My sister. My sister, she is like my best friend. She is the one I lived with when I moved down here. She has always been there for me. Every single time I put a YouTube video up, she shares it with her friends and says, like, look at my sister. She's just so proud of me and what I do.
That's awesome. So we talked about your favorite memory. What do you say you have like a least favorite memory?
Well, one time when I was practicing for a performance, I'm glad it wasn't a performance, but I was practicing, but I forgot every single lyric of my song and I just ran off stage in the middle of practice and I just like had a freak out. Yeah. It was pretty embarrassing.
How long ago was this?
That was probably when I was like 15, 16 years old. So it was like 5 years ago, 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Okay. I'm very glad that wasn't a performance too. I don't know what I would have done. So you've been talking about this rock camp. How does someone get into this camp?
There's a website called PJ Olson's Rock Camp. If you just look it up on Google too, they allow kids from age, I believe, 13 to 18, and they might allow 19-year-olds now. But you just audition for them. You can send in a tape or go to the auditions, and usually you can get in. It's not very exclusive, but it's very fun.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for coming in and performing your songs and talking with us. Is there anything else that you would want us to know before we wrap up?
Nothing I can think of, but thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Back to the studio.